Yes, welcome back. You're still watching Citizen Extra. We want to wrap up now, but we have to have this major discussion about musicians venturing into politics. We're privileged to have Francis Amisi. When I'm talking about Francis Amisi, you know, most of you won't recognize the name, but when I say Frasha Mimkari, you will know. Frasha is in the building, and as a politician, we're also privileged to have Ben Githai, Mayani Mafataro Makwa. He's also ventured into politics, but in a different line. We also do have analyst Joy Mdivo. Now, gentlemen, let me start with Frasha. Why politics? Why politics? You've done so well in music. Why decide to go into politics as a politician to vie for a legislative seat?
First of all, I have a foundation called I Am Frasha Foundation. So I used to do a lot of charities. So from Mombasa to Kisumu, we went everywhere. But then after some time I realized, you know, where I came from in Athi River, that is, I had not done a lot, so I went back to Athi River. So once I started going back to Athi River, now guys started saying, you know, you should venture into politics. And also my dad used to be a politician, so maybe it's in the family also.
So the family.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing an increase in the number of musicians who are venturing into politics. Jaguar got the Jubilee Party ticket to run for Member of Parliament for Starehe constituency, yes. No, Kamukunji. No, Starehe. Yes, Starehe, if I'm not wrong. Kenwa Maria as well is vying for a seat. You're vying for MCA at River. And Maendeleo Chapcha Party?
Yes, Maendeleo
Chapcha. But we understand you're in a different party before that. What happened?
I was in a party called CCU, which was led by Wavinya Ndeti.
Yes.
And you know what happened. She left the party and went and joined Twaiba.
You abandoned the party as well.
And now we are left in a bus without a driver. So I've been a young politician. Then the other option for me was Maendeleo Chapchap, led by Dr. Alfred Mutua.
Okay.
Because of what the party stands for in terms of Maendeleo, and it's to me it's the only party which has no tribal affiliations. You know, we are everywhere.
Are
in the
you
country.
sure that Frasha? That
I am.
Chap has no. Ethnic affiliation.
It has no ethnic affiliation because we have more than 1,300 candidates who are not from the same region. If you look at the people who are vying for most of the seats, most of the people actually in the party are from the central region. So I don't think Maendeleo Chapchap has any party affiliations. So to me, it was the only party for me to ride on in Machakos.
Yeah. Now I'll be asking you questions about really how about your politics versus music. But let's introduce Ben Githai. You're in politics, but in a slightly different way, Bwana Githai. You decided that you're going to support President Uhuru Kenyatta and go out and campaign for him. You've even recorded a song. We do have that video by Ben Githai. Let's watch it. Yes, Bwana Ben Githai, even as we look for that video, we'll be playing it in a short while. Why make such a decision? Don't you think it will affect your music business by appearing to support a particular politician?
Well, let me first start by saying that last year there was a rumor, actually it was on all over in the social media, that I'm vying for Kiambu Senate. By then I was performing in America, and it has come from one of the bloggers from Mount Kenya, and people came and asked me whether it is true that I'm vying. But I was quick to respond, and I told them that I'm not vying, but I'll be there to support Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for his second term in presidency. And the song is just the beginning of what I'm intending to do to support him. So
you'll do more than the song.
I'll do more than the song, because I'll be out there campaigning for him. It is not a secret that I have been supporting him, because since 2010, 2011, when they were having those rallies, by then they were not in the government, those prayer rallies, every day, every time I was with them, By then, the Mafataro song was their slogan because it was their theme for the prayers. Right now, I came full throttle to say that I'm there, Danny, to support them. That is, yeah.
Before we play this video, Joy, let's watch the video that you've done in support of President Uhuru Kenyatta before we come to Joy Mdivo for some analysis. Let's watch it.
All right.
Kura Jubilee Party, Wakenya twasema Uhuru Ruto tano tena. Kazi wamefanya inaonekana na Wakenya wote.
Yes, that's the video by Ben Githae in support of President Uhuru Kenyatta's re-election. Of course, we will not play the entire video, but it's out there. You can go, watch it. Joy, what do you think of this entry of musicians into politics? Because now some of them are seeking elected seats, some of them have come out to exert themselves and actually support candidates openly.
It's been one of the things that you have to learn as a politician is how to mobilize people. And when you're a musician, you have a constituency in your fan base, and so already you have got that mobilizing factor. You've ticked that box. That's when we talk about tribal politics. People mobilize around tribes, or they talk about class being a class issue, the rich versus the poor. When you're a musician, you have a fan base, and the fan base can be as wide as the entire country, can be a particular demographic. For example, if you're singing in a local language, you could have a local demographic. And so you find that musicians have one up on a regular politician because they have another language that they used to speak to their constituents already. The world over, if you look at, for example, Justin Bieber, in the height of his popularity, it was a world phenomenon. The Beliebers, they even had their own names of people who support him. And when you come to Kenya, we've seen it being done. Ringtone tried it before, and we've seen also now, like you pointed out, with Jaguar, and also now with Frasha. People have come to a place where they've realized, I actually have a voice and I have a constituency. Let me capitalize on this to be able to take my influence further.
Yes, but Frasha, does it now mean that you stop singing? That now that you ventured into politics, if you're successful and you become a member of the county assembly for Athi River, that that's it? We won't see you holding a mic again and entertaining a crowd?
No. You know, I keep telling guys I've been into music. When I used to work in Aga Khan Hospital. When I was doing that, I was still doing music. So I'll still do music. The only thing that will change is the time I spend doing shows, going abroad for tours. Then that one will have to stop a bit. But releasing of songs, after my songs for the campaign, I'm the one who's doing them. So I'll perform my own songs.
You already have songs for your own campaign?
Yeah.
So you'll still be entertaining people?
I have my own songs, and I have Maendeleo Chap Chap songs, and Governor's Mutua songs. Also, Kama Ya Ben Githae.
Well, looking forward to watch that as well. And Ben Githae, of course, now you have a song out. Some people were asking you if you were planning to vie for Senator Kiambu. Do you have such ambitions that you could actually venture into politics and seek an elective seat?
Well, let me say that since I was young, I have been a leader. When I was in primary school, all over the years, I was a prefect. In high school, I was a school captain. When I went to church, I was the youth leader, and right now as we talk, I'm the chairman of a number of associations in music. I'm the chairman of KEGSAF, I'm the chairman of Heroes of Faith, and leadership is in me. So you could vie for a political office in future? In future, I cannot deny that I'm ambitious. I have my aspirations, and I'm working to achieve to my goal.
And is this your strategy now that you say you already have leadership abilities or the leadership skills in you? Is this your strategy that now you're doing this song for Uhuru Kenyatta? Of course, it will get you very close to the powers that be. That's your route to actually kick off your campaigns probably in 2022?
Well, I'm sure that song in particular is not the one that will make me to be closer to the government or to the leadership, because let me say, I'm not bragging, but I'm already there.
You're already there.
I'm an opinion.
Just a call away.
I'm an opinion leader, and as my sister said, I have a constituency, I have a fan base, but this is one of the tools, as I said earlier, that I'm using to propel the president to the presidency for the next government.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is it that you gentlemen feel that music was not doing enough in terms of propagating change in society, the kind of change that you want to see, that you have to get really deep into getting your own self-elected or campaigning for a particular leader? Don't you think that music, even if you just don't support anyone or don't seek an elected seat, that even music has its own power to actually change society or effect change? Frasha?
Yeah, first of all, I think as opinion leaders or as musicians, you have an influence around people, and the worst thing is that we Kenyan musicians have not been using this position rightfully. If you look at, for example, in the States, when Obama was being re-elected, the musicians in that country came out very clearly and supported him. And so we need to take a stand as musicians and as opinion leaders to come out and say, you know, we want to use, yes, God has blessed us with this position in the society. So how can we use it positively? As I said before, as politicians, most of the politicians that we know and of my generation, if you ask the guys of my generation, some will tell you they're not going to vote, because there are no good examples. And so we want to create a place whereby I can be as Frasha. Somebody can say Frasha came from here, he self-made himself, got into politics and did 1, 2 or 3 things. So that we can now start appealing to the younger generation in terms of how do they set the agenda for the youth, how do they get involved in politics, how do they get involved in things that are committee, even if it was a committee, how do we get involved in them? If you look at most of our generation, guys will be like, I'm not going out. If you do something like a cleanup, they'll be telling you that's supposed to be done by the county government. They don't see the importance of them getting into it. So I think people like us with opinion leaders, if we get into leadership, we can be able to motivate the younger generation in terms of how do they come out and take their rightful position in the society.
Yes. Joy, do you think that these individuals are genuine in their push for politics, either by producing music or by seeking elected seats themselves? They're not motivated by the financial gain that comes with it? That probably Bana Ben Githai just produced a song because he knows he'll earn money from the Jubilee campaign, and Frasha is looking forward probably to the perks of a member of the county assembly?
It would be foolhardy to imagine that anybody running for office right now does not have one eye on the money, because leadership in Kenya, and fortunately or unfortunately, is very lucrative business. If you manage to get in there and you manage the resources well for 5 years, that could be your ticket out of poverty. And so it is possible that this is a very big motivation. But the thing to realize is, if you're able to use it to influence people for the better, then if you get something out of it, it's not so bad, because the tap that delivers the water does not remain dry. That's not so. So, but I think also something...
Wow, that's a very nice... you should use it, you should use that in your campaign.
We need to look at this also, not just in terms of music. There are very many people who are using their popularity out there to gain political mileage. Traditionally,
and economic empowerment with it.
Yes, for example, Wilson Korir, when he used his umaarufu as a runner, prolific athlete, he was able to use that good name to propel him to leadership. We saw also what has been happening, not just for athletes, also people who are boda riders, I'm a watchman, mobilizing in the community, the area where they are known, to be able to propel them forward. So as Frasha and Ben have both said, if you are an opinion shaper and you take advantage of that influence that you have, then you can be able to become a leader. And for me, it's refreshing, because what it does is you get different people accessing leadership and seeing a different style of leadership than what we have had before. So it's actually a welcome change. If they're genuine leaders or not, time will tell. 5 years is a long time for you to pretend if you don't have an agenda.
Of course, you're not seeking an elective seat this time round, but you'll be definitely involved in the campaigns. Is it just for the money? Because I'm sure from this video you'll make, you stand to make quite a bit from the Jubilee campaigns.
Well, you talk about money as if money is a bad thing. I love money so much.
Is it, how much of a motivation is it?
And money, though it is the source of all evil, we cannot live without money. So if I use my song and get money, well, that's an advantage for me. But basically, as I said earlier, I have my opinion in politics, and as I have my opinion on religion, that is why I'm a Presbyterian, and the other person maybe is a Catholic, because that is his faith. My belief in politics is that the Jubilee government it means good for our country, and me as a supporter of Jubilee government, I should use everything that is...
and probably, let me rephrase the question. If at all you did not stand to gain anything from Jubilee in terms of monetary, by singing this song, would you have gone ahead and done it nonetheless? Let
me tell you, my brother, I have been doing things for Jubilee, even for free. Sometimes I have even spent my own money. Actually, I have not received anything from this song, and I used my money on the video, I used my money on the audio, and and some of those people, though are Jubilee supporters, wengine sikuambia endeni nyumbani hivyo, tuliingia mahali wakakula lunch. I spent my own money, because that is, I start for Jubilee and what they are doing. So it's not all about money. But I'm in politics to stay, and if anybody feels that they should not be in politics, maybe because I'm a gospel musician, because I saw mixed reactions when on social media when the song came out, they should tell me that I should also not vote, because it is my democratic right, and you cannot remove a right from me. It is not a privilege. It is a right to have a political opinion.
Yes. Yeah. Frasha, of course, the music industry is not very easy in Kenya. It has its own ups and downs, but politics is a different ballgame altogether. It's described as a very dirty game. For a musician, how easy or hard has it been for you?
I think it will be the kind of politics that I want to get into. If I want to get into dirty politics, then, you know, I'll become dirty. But as I said, I want to be an example to the young guys in this country, that there can be leaders, there can be politicians who are clean. And I don't want to get involved in politics in that way, that I'm going in to make money, you know. If it's money, I can still make money through my music. I can still go back and be a physiotherapist and make money. But I've decided to serve the people, because I want to show my kids and the next generation that there can be leaders who you can stand up and say, this was a leader. We want to create a Nelson Mandela of Kenya. We want to create Sankara of Kenya, you know. So it has to start from somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Francis Amisi. Frasha, that's the name that most people know you by, and Ben Githai, who are artists and ventured into politics. Frasha seeking an elective seat as a member of the County Assembly in Athi River, and Ben Githai producing a song in support of President Uhuru Kenyatta's re-election bid. Also, thank you so much, Joy Mdivo, for helping us understand and giving us perspective into this new wave of musicians in Kenya actually venturing into competitive politics, or politics for economic gain, for that matter. Well, we have to end this edition of Citizen Extra here. My name is Fred Indimuli. Thank you so much for joining us. I need to pave way for the Swahili team. They'll be taking you through more discussions between midday and 1 o'clock, when I'll be back with a bulletin.
Wakenya twasema Uhuru Ruto, tano tena.